Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is by far one of the best RPGs that I have played in recent years. I am having a blast with it. I've been playing it nonstop for the last couple of days. And I gotta say, I can compare it with Dragon Age Origins, the first one. The only downside is that it's got a lot of bugs. So if you can't stomach that, then you're going to miss out. But other than that, it's an excellent game. I mean, it's far, far above what Pathfinder Kingmaker was. So they did really great at building the lore and the story. And it's the lore and the story that really gets you hooked into it. I mean, usually when you play one of these RPGs, you may have one or two characters that have interesting stories and that you like. But this game, honestly, like, all the characters have interesting backstories. All of them have captivated me, especially the Witch Ember, Camellia, and that lawful evil gnome, which is by far the best lawful evil character that I've ever seen. Now, with that said, Camellia stands out, and she is very interesting because she's chaotic evil. And in my opinion, she's one of the most evil characters that I have ever seen in any RPGs. I mean, I can't think of any. So if you guys can think of someone more evil than Camellia that you get as a companion, please do let me know, because I literally can't think of. So let's go a little bit into her story and figure out why she's so messed up. Now, you first meet Camellia when you're trying to escape the battle from the city. And you're in a tunnel, there's earthquakes, boulders are falling, and you find Camellia sitting next to a person which she claims she was trying to rescue. And she didn't get in time, so the person didn't make it. Now, initially, I didn't want to team up with her because that looked really sus to me. But the game, you know, it's in the tutorial stages and it forces this character upon you. You have to have her in your party. And immediately you realize that she is very sus. Now, she's got this interesting medallion which hides her alignment. So you don't really know whether she's a good person or a bad one. But based on her voice lines and how sadistic she is and how much she enjoys killing, you kind of get the gist that she's an evil character.
It's sad that your mom died, but it's good that she didn't see the terrible things you were forced to live through. Every cloud has a silver lining, doesn't it?
It does indeed. For instance, when you die, the world will be free of one hideous, foolish girl.
On top of that, you can also figure out her alignment by using certain spells that, for example, hurt evil characters but heal good characters. She takes damage from those. And there's also certain weapons in the game which evil characters can use without suffering negative drawbacks, while good characters can't. So if you equip her with one of those weapons, like, she doesn't get any of the drawbacks. So there are ways that you can meta the game in order to figure out that she's evil. But that's not the fun part, right? Because the game has different types of evil. There's lawful evil, there's neutral evil, there's chaotic evil. So you kind of try to figure out which one she is. Now, if you try talking with her, she keeps you at arm's length. She doesn't want to talk anything about her personal life or her past. But you kind of get the idea that she's a noble aristocrat. She's the daughter of a noble aristocrat. She's good looking. And because of that, maybe she's arrogant. Maybe she's like neutral evil. She just doesn't like people that are inferior to her. She doesn't like peasants. And that's pretty much what you have to go with until you do her first quest. Now, when you do her first quest, you get a request from a noble to clear his mansion of cultists. So you go to the mansion, you clear the cultists, and then you find out that the noble happens to be her father. And the reason he wanted the mansion cleared is because there are some paintings in the mansion which are of the previous owner. You see, the previous owner was the actual noble who lived in the household, and one day his entire mansion was murdered by demons. And the only survivor was the stable boy. Now, the stable boy, realizing the opportunity he was just given, takes the name of the dead son from the noble, and everyone believes now that he's of noble blood when he wasn't. So the big secret was that the noble was just a commoner, and the painting could reveal that, so he burns them. And another secret is that Camellia is his daughter. So if you were to reveal the secret, then obviously Camellia would be considered a peasant. Like, she would lose her status, she would lose everything. So, okay, maybe that's why she's evil, right? Because she's masquerading as a noble, she doesn't deserve the title. So you think that may be it, right? Now, it's important to point out that she's also a shaman as her class. Like, she can commune with the spirits. And it's only in Act 2 that you realize how fucked up she is. Now, you become the leader of a crusade, so you're fighting against demons. And what ends up happening is that at one point, some of your soldiers go missing and they end up dead. No one knows what's happening. And there is a quest which you can ignore if you really want to, but obviously it's advisable that you don't. I don't know what happens if you ignore it. But you have to look for a missing noble. And as you're looking for him, you find some clues and it leads you to an abandoned house. And you find Camellia over the guy, stabbing him with a knife over and over. Now, when you confront her, she admits that she is killing innocent people because she has a medallion with a spirit inside, and the spirit demands blood. Now, if the spirit gets satiated, she can ask for a way to defeat the demonic army because it's an ancient spirit. So the reason she's killing people is to power up the spirit and unveil the secrets on how to defeat the demonic army. So you now have a couple of choices. You can either kill her on the spot, which a lot of players do because she's a sadistic psychopath, or you can allow her to continue these rituals, or you can tell her that she can stay in your party, you won't reveal her secret, but she's not allowed to kill people anymore. Now, if you tell her that she can stay in the party or she can continue the rituals, you will notice that she really enjoys, like she really takes a lot of fun in murdering people. So it's not just the fact that she is doing this in order to power up the spirit. She actually enjoys killing innocent people. And she says that it's just, she takes fun in her work. Like, she enjoys doing her line of work just like you enjoy killing demons. She also enjoys helping the spirit. Now, what's really interesting here is that in order for her to persuade the character, she says that the ritual that she did, like the magic that is required to power the spirit, is draining her. And in order for her to refill her stamina, she requires to have sex. So she asks you to have sex with her right there and then. Now, I guess this is because of the role-playing aspect, because it's literally one of the only conceivable reasons why any sane person would allow her to remain in the party after being exposed for being a serial killer, is that the person is beguiled by her. The person is a simp, and the person just, thinks with his dick rather than thinking straight. And after that, like, if you have sex with her, the role-playing is that she is starting to dominate the main character. Like, she is domineering, and she is using her sexuality, especially abstaining from sex with main character, in order to get the character not to tell on her, get the character not to expose her to the world. Now, what's interesting is that the more you interact with her, the more you realize that, no, she's just fucked up. I mean, turns out that the amulet thing is also a lie. There is no spirit. She just enjoys killing people. And that's it. Like, she is a cold-hearted serial killer, a complete psychopath. She only joined the crusade because she gets to kill people. And on top of that, she has the extracurricular activities within the city. Now, the reason I like this character and the way it's being designed is if it really wouldn't work if she was an ugly dwarf. Like, most people would have just turned on the dwarf on the spot. But because she's an attractive and beautiful woman with a very sultry voice, a lot of players will just want to quote-unquote romance her, or maybe try to get her on the right path, because, again, you can get other characters to become good, but not with this character, because this character is fucked up in the head. You see, she's not killing because of a moral reason or something that she can go through. No, like, she's really fucked up. Like, she's a psycho. That's the thing. And if you try to romance her, if you try to get her to fall in love with you, and if you try to get her on the right path, she can do it for a while, but then she starts getting bored and eventually just leaves the main character. She just leaves the party and says that if she were to stay, she would kill the main character. And she doesn't want to do that because she's in love, so she leaves. So there is no happy ending with her. Like, and it says a lot about the player that even wants to befriend such a character, that even wants to pursue a romance with her. Because it's like the reverse thing when you see a serial killer that ends up in prison and a lot of women send that guy love letters. Like, that's an American thing that's happening. And now you get to experience the opposite, right? Like, if you try to romance this character, it says a lot about you and a lot about your priorities. And it's also like, again, you can't make a housewife out of a serial killer. Like, it just doesn't happen. And I also love the fact that, well, you know that's an evil character. You just don't know how fucked up she is. So you think it's like, okay, maybe she's a little fucked up. Then you're like, holy shit, okay, she's really fucked up, but maybe she's doing it for a noble cause. And then you're, no, she's just like fucked up. It's very simple, okay? It's not rocket science. She just worships Satan and wants to kill kids. That's it. Like that, she gets moist when she takes someone else's life. Right, so, brilliant character. I really enjoyed it. Very rarely do you see a chaotic evil character that gets done well, in the sense that there is a reason for her being on the crusade. There is a reason for her cooperating with the rest of the party. There is a reason why, even though she's chaotic evil, she can get along with other characters. It's just she's got a little secret. She's got this little thing. She's got this little quirk. This little fetish that's a little bit problematic. Let me know what you guys think, though, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.